Next topic is central place theory by Losch, but August Losch, but we don't say it as central place theory. It is more known as Loschian theory of profit maximization. More from central place theory, it is known as Loschian theory of profit maximization. So he gave his theory soon after Christoller had given. So it is in 1940s that he gave. So it was more of a criticism, or it was more of add-on to what Christoller had said. He let stress, because it is on profit maximization, so he let stress on the size and the shape of the market. So this was more important to him, the size and the shape of the market, because based on size and shape will depend the profit. And he also let stress on heavy industries and also focused on demand of any good. And then we have the demand cones. I will go through what is demand cone. He also used certain assumptions. What were his assumptions? It was again a plain flat land and homogeneous population, and supply is constant. According to him, says similar constant, supply is same, and demand tends to fluctuate upon the price of the product. So if the price of the product increases, demand will fall, and vice versa. And entrepreneurs, they are economic men. So because they're economic men, so their main aim is profit maximization. And how they would maximize their profit? They will tend to locate at such a point where they can reduce their cost, various kinds of cost, and in doing so can maximize the profit. Now again, August Losch, he has said that he also took Christoller's model, that is Christoller's model of hexagonal theories. Now, why hexagonal? Just like I had said before, if they are all circular central places, if it is circular central places like this, then what would happen? Then there would be certain place where it will be empty, whereas there would be certain place where there will be overlapping. So there will be overlapping and there will be empty place. So to avoid this overlapping and empty places, what Losch and Christoller they had said, they had taken a hexagonal. So in hexagonal, so that there won't be any form of overlapping, or there won't be any form of overlapping or any form of open places. Now, this is the demand cone. This is one of the most important concepts. There are three or four important concepts in Losch. So this is the first. These are the demand cones. Now, what is demand cone? Losch had said about profit maximization. I had told about this in the first slide itself, about profit maximization. He had also told about demand, and also that demand and supply, demand of a good is dependent upon price. Now let us see what that is. What is demand cone, etc. Now, this, for example, is a central place. This is an area of a central place. Now, this is the market. This particular place is the market. Let us name this market as M. This is as M. Now, at this place, when people is residing in the marketplace itself, for example, the cost of a certain product over here at the market is 5 rupees. 5 rupees. Now, at 5 rupees, because this is a list price, there will be more people taking this. So, for example, this is the quantity. This is the quantity. This much, just take this as a y-axis and this is the x-axis. Now, if we are moving away from the market to this place, similarly, we are moving away from the market to this place, because this is the end point of this particular central place. Now, for example, per kilometer, there is for every per kilometer, there is 1 rupee extra. So, this is 1 rupee, again 1 rupee extra, 2, here 3, and here 4. So that means over here, the rate of the good over here will be 6. So when it is 6, the demand will fall a very little bit, not much. Demand won't be that much, maybe this much. When it is 2, that means 5 plus 2. So over here, that same good will be obtained at 7 rupees. So that time demand will fall more. When it is 3, it becomes what? 8. So demand will more fall. And when it is 4, it is this much, because that person residing over here, for him the cost will be 5 plus 4, that is 9. So that will be, and the person who is residing away from this, it will be double of that price. So he won't take from this place, he will take from somewhere, a central place from here. So this is the ultimate place till where he will get consumer. So if you do this, and similarly this side also, you get a demand cone. So you get something like this, a demand cone. This is called a demand cone. So according to this demand cone, as distance rises, this is D. So as distance rises, as you move to this place, the further you move from the city center, the more cost of the product increases. The more it increases, so what happens? More consumers fall. It was this much a product was being sold, then this much, then this much. So consumer, it is falling. So this is demand cone. So quantity is falling as one moves away from the marketplace, city center. Then we have the profit maximization stage. What is profit maximization? See, these are the various, these stars are the various firms. Now again, I will show this. For example, this is a central. First of all, the various firms will be far apart, because then what will happen? They will have more consumers. So maybe here the consumers are here, and this is a market. Similarly, this is a market, and then we have the various consumers like this. The various similarly, this is the market and the various consumers surrounding it. For this also same, the various consumers are here. The various consumers are here, and this is the market. So for this market, this entire thing is its central place or marketplace. For this product, this entire, this so forth. But there will be various customers in these regions also. There will be various customers in these regions also. So what happens? Primarily, these were so far apart. Now what will happen? Now they will try to come close to each other to tap this market. So to tap this market, maybe another factory will come up over here. So when another factory comes up over here in this, to tap this, maybe here, another factory comes. So there, what will happen? See, again, overlapping will happen. But with overlapping, what will happen? There will be various places. This also area will be taken by that particular marketplace. Now when this particular marketplace will be taken, so what will happen? So there will be overlapping. So there will be various reasons why this place will be taken. So why this place will be taken? First of all, it will be taken to take this place, to take account of these places which are not served. Secondly, these places will come up close to the other market places. Why they will come close to each other? To take advantage. For example, here is the raw material. Here is a raw material available. Raw material is available in this region. In this region, raw material available. So the raw material to reach here, and here, it will take much, the transportation cost will be too much. So it will be better if they can make something close by, then what happens? The raw material, instead of coming all the way from here to here, directly it can come here, give some things over here, then here, then here. So there will be reduction in the transportation cost of the raw material. So in a single go, instead of going to all these places, it can go at a single point from here to here to here. So cost will be reduced. Further, why cost will be reduced? Because this places, another thing is that, for example, this particular place, maybe this is point A. This is A and this is B and this is C. Now, or let me draw a fresh one. Now, for example, this is market A, B, and this is C. This is A, B, and C. Now, like this is a plastic manufacturing place. This place is a plastic manufacturing, and this is a toy manufacturing. Now, if it is so far away, then what will happen? Transportation cost will be much more because this is a toy manufacturing, then this one will need plastic from this, but the transportation cost will be too much to come from A to C. So what C will decide, then let me go close to A. If I go close to A, if C comes close to A from here, C, then what will happen? Almost no transportation cost. So to reduce transportation cost, to enhance profit, to also to give service to the places which are being unserved before, to do all these things, what happens? These places, central places, comes close to each other. So this is profit maximization. Now, new market boundary. Now, how new market boundary occurs? This also is a very interesting thing, like how new market boundary occurs. Now see again, so over here, see this particular place for C, you remember what is demand cones. What is demand cones? I have already said what is demand cone. Now for this particular place, A, so these are the two marketplaces, A and then we have B. Now when this is A, for A, earlier this entire place, the outside ring was its marketplace, the outside ring. During that time, its price was where? P1. So A to P1, this was its price, A to P1. When A to P1 was the price, when P1 was the price, then at that time, a demand cone, this is the consumer base. So the demand cone was like that. So if you draw vertical lines from, I have already told how demand cones are drawn. Now this demand cone, this is a demand cone. So this demand cone, if you just draw vertical lines to here, to the periphery of this line, periphery of this, if you can draw a straight line like this, if you can draw up to this line, here also you draw up to this line, then you can get this entire big circle. Now for certain reasons, the price has increased from A to P2. Instead of P1, it has increased to P2. Now again, there is a fresh demand cone. Now this is a demand cone, that is C1, P2 and D2. This is the fresh demand cone. Now this fresh demand cone, again you draw vertical lines from here to this line, again from here to this line. So you get a fresh circle, which is the radius is much lesser than the earlier. So its market has reduced. Now when its market has reduced, so what happens? Over here, as you can see over here, this extra area is being, there's an extra area. So who will take care of this extra area? That is, first it was like this, then it got reduced to this. So there is an, this area is, who will take care of this shrinked area, this particular area. So this particular, to take care of this particular area, this side, another firm, another company, so it will do what? It will reduce its price. Maybe its price earlier on was here, but now it will reduce its price. When it reduces its price, then demand cone will get enlarged. More people will come. When more people will come, then what will happen? Then again you draw vertical line here, two vertical line here. So it will enclose this area, it will enclose this area. So the market which is left by A is been, this market which is left by A is been taken by this firm B. So this is about new market boundary, how new market boundary is being created. So this area will be taken by some other firm which is in this side. So this area which is lost by A is gained by B. So A's market boundary has reduced, B's market boundary increases, again by the same formula of price. Now, according to Losch, like Christoller had said, a definite pattern of 3, 4, and 7. But Losch says that it is not possible for only 3 kind of K values. He said that every kind of good has its own range, has its own threshold. That is why what happens, according to him, there can be n number of K values. You cannot limit the K values only to 3. It can go up to 50 or more than that, according to him. And then he also came up with the idea of poor sectors and the rich sector, or the Loschian economic concept. Now, what are the poor sectors and the rich sectors? Now, for example, this is a marketplace, this is a hexagon. Now the person, the farmer, the person who is over here, he will provide to this place, to this, and this. But he wants to maximize his profit, because that is the ultimate aim of Loschian theory. So he wants to also serve this place, which is right now it is unserved. It is, this place is not served, this place is not served, this place not served, not served, this is not served, this is not served. So now what he will try to do, he will try to rotate the hexagon. So if I rotate the hexagon, then what will happen? If it is rotated, then something like this, the hexagon has been rotated. Once it is rotated, then what will happen? This point, which was earlier not been served, is being served, this is being served, this is being served. So these places are being served. So you see now what is happening. So if you can draw vertical lines like this from each and every served places, if you draw lines, now, so you will see once this is drawn. Now these are the various sectors. So how many sectors are there? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 sectors. So he divided these 12 sectors into 6 and 6. 6 rich and 6 poor. 6 poor sectors and 6 rich sectors. because not all in every one of these sectors have equal purchasing power. There will be certain places where the city more rich people reside, and there will be certain places where relatively poor people will reside. So according to Losch, whatever are the rich areas, so the rich areas will, those in those rich areas, so maybe this one, this one, this one, this one, etc. So in these rich areas, the other entrepreneurs will try to develop these 6 rich areas. They will try to invest more in these 6 rich areas, while these poor areas development will go down, because if they can develop in these 6 rich areas, if they can invest more, then they will get more profit. So more companies, more firms will try to be located in those 6 city rich region. So something like this, it will shape up to something like this: 6 rich and 6 poor things. Now these are the various criticisms of Losch. According this first of all, quite abstract in nature, and it is quite complicated also. And he has overstressed on the demand aspect. It was more on demand and supply, demand and market, demand and price. And he has failed to take into account the various problems that arose from locational interdependence. He has only taken into consideration the positive aspects of locational interdependence. Positive aspects are there, but there is too much of competition. And because of locational interdependence, what also happens, when various industries are close to each other, the nature of or the amount of profit also drops. So there are various kinds of criticism that which Losch has, according Losch, economic landscape theory or profit maximization theory. And first and foremost criticism is that he has overemphasized on the demand nature, and he has overemphasized on the locational decisions. So this was about Loschian theory.